streaming is on.
He said, how's it going?
Mr. Tellis, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Looks like we got some feedback, maybe. You have speakers on?
You hear the feedback now?
Let me check. Testing.
All right, you sound fine to me.
You sound fine. Maybe it was just me. Sorry about that.
It's not you, me. God, you're making me live my college years. Mhm. Let me get my notebook in case I have to take copious notes.
Right. What is this call about? Like, I don't even know.
I hope you're driving. By the way, I sent something to the pre-sales mailbox. If nobody's responded by the conclusion of our call, do you mind going in there and
When did you send it?
I sent it this late morning Central Time.
Oh. Let's see.
It was with an attachment. So there's two things. I wanted to know the exact components for overhead paging because I always get that mixed up. And then they have a doorbell that when you hit the doorbell, it automatically dials an extension. I'm fairly certain we can do that. I just want to know what components you need in order to facilitate that.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. You sent it via email, right?
Correct.
Got it. I see it. Yeah. I'll take a look at it.
Okay. It's an existing, from what I gather, it's an existing overhead paging system with Mitel is my understanding.
Okay.
But double check my work. And we're going to replace it with cloud. It's 220 seats.
Oh, nice. Okay. Sure. I'll take a look at it.
Take a gander.
Yeah. All right.
Mr. Sadorf, what say you? By the way, you're on mute. Matt? Hello? I'm going to chat with him. That sounded loud.
Sorry about that.
No, Jason was on my end when I sent the. Matt, are you there?
We can't hear you.
That, or he can't hear him, we can't hear him. I'll send him a private message.
Maybe he can dial in as well.
And I'll send him the dial information.
Mm-hmm.
We got off. Uh-oh, that's an auspicious start.
Right. Is this a partner demo?
Yes.
Let's try again.
Mr. Sadorf, what say you?
Hi, Zev. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Did the same thing as I did last time, and this time it works, and before it didn't. Let me grab Randall real fast. I don't see him on here yet.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Thank you. Just want to see, does my chat history still show up? It does. It does.
Yeah, Randall's coming in.
Okay. Are you guys going to share a computer, or will he log in separately?
No, he's logging in separately. No,
Mr.
no,
Fitton.
we're close, but we're not that close up.
Okay. Mr. Fitton, you're on mute.
He'll figure it out in a second.
Sorry, buddy. We've got a new salesperson in here, and I was sitting here trying. My notification didn't pop up, but I had a call. So normally I have that. So my apologies, guys.
No, quite all right. I was quickly sharing with Jason. Matt and Randall are principals over at Strategicom. In fact, we did a brief, unabridged version demo with Mr. Fenton, I would say in the September-October timeframe.
Yep.
And they were super busy. They were trying to migrate their Windstream base to the master agent and other stuff. But now, and Randall, correct me if I'm wrong, now I think you guys are ready to, I guess, take on and learn another UCAS provider. Is that correct?
We are. We're certainly researching that. And Jason, Randall, nice to meet you, sir. Giving just a quick background, and Jason wasn't the one we did the demo for in September, was it, Zev?
It was.
Okay, good deal. So you know the situation with us that we've been selling cloud-based phone systems for about 5 years now. When we initially got into it, Matt essentially took 6 and 7 of the providers, and we basically installed them at our office. He played with them and decided that, we settled on RingCentral at that time because it was the best product, from a competitive pricing standpoint, from a user experience and so forth. So we've become experts on that, and certainly Matt will determine that as we move forward. He'll show his knowledge on the cloud-based phone systems. But essentially, we are looking to bring additional cloud-based phone system providers on. So Zev and I talked about it, and we were just not ready at the time, like you said, and now we're kind of circling back around. Our master agent is TBI, and you guys did come recommended. So we figured, hey, it's time to get a demo. And as I told Zev, took longer than expected, but finally got Matt on the phone so we could get a demo for it.
Perfect.
All right. Well, before we delve in to the demo, I'll just give you a brief background on who Net2Phone is. Net2Phone is a subsidiary of IDT. IDT, and I'm going to date myself, so no old man jokes, but IDT got its start in the early 90s selling prepaid international calling cards. And we have built a very robust global voice network. In fact, we're the 5th largest international voice carrier in the globe. Now we're IDT is a publicly traded company between $1.5 and $2 billion. So every bit as big as RingCentral, Vonage, and 8x8. And before we go into the demo, I'm not going to tell you the 10,000 things we can do. I'm going to focus on the 3, what I think are key differentiators for Net2Phone. Because we built out this robust international global voice network, in addition to getting unlimited calling, not only throughout the United States and North America, but we're also able to give you unlimited calling to 40 international countries. We can also give you TNs at about 30 international countries. So if you have customers that either do business internationally or have international locations, I think that is where net2phone is a great fit. The second unique, and this is probably our most popular unique, is that ability to unbundle. Now, what do I mean by that? Unbundling in the olden days, when you sold a phone system for, let's say, 300 people on-prem, chances are you didn't trunk them for a 1-to-1 ratio. You probably dropped 3 or 4 PRIs and called it today. Now that everything is moved into the cloud, when you sell a Vonage or a RingCentral service, they want to do that 1-to-1 call ratio. Well, because we're a carrier, we have that ability to, drop 100 call paths for 300 users, take advantage of economies of scales, and come off the bat cheaper than a lot of carriers' 1-to-1 solution without having to go to some type of offer management and get down and dirty, aggressive pricing, which has, could have some ramifications on your compensation. So that ability to unbundle is our second unique. Any questions before I go to what I think is our third unique?
Nope, I think that makes sense.
Okay. And then our last unique, and I save it for last because every time I bring it up, everybody says, oh, that's a Me Too product, or that's just table stakes. And it will make more sense towards the tail end because Jason is going to demo, is our Teams integration. And the reason why our Teams integration is what I believe unique compared to other providers is that it is a true native integration. You don't have to have additional software or PowerShell running in the background in order to facilitate a call. And like our regular, UCaaS service, we can also unbundle in terms of the call path to seat model. Not even Microsoft. If you were to buy voice from Microsoft, not even Microsoft can unbundle. So that's really going to be, and it will make more sense, like I said, as Jason demonstrates the teams towards the tail end. Any questions?
Zev, on the Microsoft Teams, I get a lot of questions there, but I can wait for the demo. But the main thing is, so when you, so I assume you're just a direct routing play in a Microsoft Teams environment, so native in the Microsoft Teams applications. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct. And we could also do what is called Teams plus UCaaS, which is direct routing, and you get our UCaaS, which has its play for certain applications.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll have quite a few questions on that. So.
Okay. I'm going to do the demo. Generally, my demo is more user-centric. I will show some general admin stuff. Like I said, there's an infinite amount of things we can do on this demo. So if there's something specific you want to see, by all means, feel free to ask. So right now on this collaboration tool, it is called Huddle. Huddle is a net2phone proprietary collab tool that every user gets for free with net2phone service, whether it's bundled or unbundled. Every user gets this free collaboration tool. I'm going to share screens right now.
How many users?
Jason, is the max at 100 or 200?
It's at 100 video attendees and 99 audio. So you can have a total of 199 plus yourself. So 200 total.
And you could also cast on YouTube.
Cast on YouTube.
So let's say you have a large presentation and there's no need for the primary audience to.
So you're talking more like a webinar.
I guess if that's how you want to put it, but yeah, you could, like I said, you could cast, if you have 1,000 people and you're doing a product rollout or an announcement, you can create a huddle, send out a YouTube link, and people can watch on YouTube live.
And then that's no audio at that functionality, so it would be like a webinar.
I guess, yes. I guess yeah. I mean, the people on the huddle can do the audio, but the people on YouTube is listen only.
Okay.
It's
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So this is my personal UCAS seat. This is my primary dashboard with my team members and phone numbers and special extensions. At the top of the bar is this icon here. I'm not going to press it, but if I want to launch an impromptu huddle call, I could press it. If I press it, it's going to kick everybody off, but you're just going to have to trust me. Now, I don't know why my dial pad is grayed out. I'm refreshing.
Yeah, just to make sure if you have Archon open as well, that'll.
That's why. Okay. Okay. So here is the dial pad. I am going to launch a call. Randall, do you mind if I call your mobile phone?
Not at all.
All right. Obviously, put us on mute so we don't get that feedback. All right. So I'm going to mute him as well on my end. So from here, I could mute. From here, I could add a call. From here, I could put him on hold. From here, I could forward or transfer the call. I could either do a blind transfer or a consultative transfer. I could either transfer it to a ring group or an individual team member. I'm just going to type in Jason Tellis. I could do that. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because he'll get off the call. And then I click the transfer, and we're off to the races. I could also, if Randall is just harassing me, I could hit this big stop sign, and he becomes blocked until the main admin decides to unblock him. And now I'm going to hang up. Any questions on launching the call, using the soft phone, or WebRTC?
No. Transfer to voicemail, or
Yes.
was it?
I'm glad you brought that up. So right now, as you can see here, I have one voicemail. I'm going to show you the many different ways you could access your voicemail. This is one. So I'm going to click on it.
No, I was talking about transferring to voicemail on a live call.
Yes, you typically. So, Jason, if I do it on a blind transfer, can I only do that in Archon, or can I do it in here, transfer to voicemail?
Yeah, so we have a start code that can transfer directly to a user's voicemail box. But then also when Zev gives you a demo of our Archon, we actually have a drag and drop function directly to voicemail as well. So
what is Archon?
It's a receptionist console, but we're actually finding it more of it's becoming more of a user type interface. I don't know if Zev, if you want to launch right into that so we can.
Here, I'll do it right now.
Yeah. It was originally designed for that front desk receptionist environment, for having a web interface for that call functionality transferring. Not only can that user have a physical phone where they're manually transferring, but this gives them that interface here on the browser to do the same functions. We're also seeing customers get this for their normal day-to-day users as well, just because of the ability of showing presence as far as for all users, creating favorite lists, etc. It is on the roadmap for our development team to also provide presence on our WebRTC, which was the first dial pad that we showed you. But that's definitely on the roadmap for this year. But this is also a useful tool that customers are using as well.
So I'm going to dial.
No presence in the WebRTC.
Currently, at this time, no.
Okay, and is WebRTC the only option? No apps or anything like that?
We do have for Archon. We do have a downloadable app. So if a user chose not to use their web browser, we do have a downloadable app that's available for Archon, which is the same visual that you're seeing here, but you can minimize that. It'll go on the back end or on, be open but not open. And if an incoming call comes in, you do get an audible notification and a pop-up where you are notified of an inbound call. And the reason why they're really focusing on Archon for that downloadable app, because there are some enhancements that are coming for a user interface. So currently right now on our WebRTC, you don't have admin rights, but you have a lot of visibility of what an admin would experience as well. But our development team is currently developing a user interface that's going to be really focused visually like Archon, but it's going to be user centric. So it's not going to have all the admin visuals that you would currently see in our web portal. So this is also coming, this year as well. I can give you a visual of that if you're interested on what that's going to look like. I'll just, Zeb, if you're interested or not.
We don't have to go through future roadmaps or anything like that. But no, that's good to know though.
All right. So in answer to your question, I'm going to call Randall again.
Is there an additional charge, I assume, for the Archon at a user level?
If you have lots of users and you need it for presence, we could heavily discount it. And depending on the number of seats, we might even, give it for free. So it really depends. For 3 or 4 users, probably we would charge, but for 50, 60 users, we can probably, like I said, discount it very aggressively. So right here, I want to transfer it to Jason. Tell us, I could simply drag it, and I could do a consultative transfer, blind transfer, or to voicemail.
Okay.
So Jason, do you mind if I go ahead and do that?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll place myself on mute so there isn't any feedback. You send that?
I guess we're not hearing it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But that's how you would do that into the blind. That's how you would transfer straight to voicemail.
Okay.
All right. We also offer SMS texting. So I'm going to do a new message. Again, Randall, this is going to be to you.
Contact integration, like Office 365, Google, anything like that?
What do you mean? We integrate with, I guess we're integrated with Gmail, right, Jason? Salesforce.
Yeah. So are you talking specifically about texting integration or just?
I'm just talking about full contact integration. I mean, I know Zev has probably had Randall's contact, his cell phone number, and as a contact in his system for a while since they've known each other forever. So, but he seems to be typing that. I mean,
yeah. So and I'm going to show you the mobile app. In the mobile app, it's integrated with the contacts, not outside users in the software.
Not on the WebRTC model.
Correct.
Okay.
If Randall was a member of my team, I could just type Randall. So Randall, you should be receiving a text from me.
Okay.
And just respond back. Did I get your number right?
Yep, that's correct one.
I don't know why it's hourglassing. Yep, okay. So now Randall has my text. So test receive. Now, if let's say this was to me, and let's say I'm in customer service and I need to transfer it to another user, I can forward the text and send it off and transfer. Let's say Jason and I are both customer service agents. My shift is ended, but Randall's issue is still ongoing. I can now do a warm transfer to Jason, and Randall can now communicate. I could also transfer it to departments like sales engineering. So you could also transfer the text. We could also have MMS texting. This is a nice feature for, doctors' offices, veterinarians, insurance adjusters who need to send pictures to So now I am sending So now, as you can see, Randall has the okay. Any questions on our SMS or MSS texting?
Nope. I mean, group.
We don't do group. The only way you could do a group text is if people are within the same department or a department, so such as billing or customer service. I can't put in multiple numbers or multiple names unless they're grouped within a department yet. Jason, is that on the roadmap, the ability to, I guess, do a broadcast text? I think
it is.
Okay.
It is, yes, definitely. And even scheduled texting. So group outbound and scheduled type texting is an enhancement that is also development has on the roadmap. You know how development goes. We'd love to have it today, but we're so dependent.
I understand. Yeah.
All right. So here is basically my call history. Here is all of my voicemails, which is another way you could access the voicemail. And we also, for no additional charge, offer call recordings that stay within the portal for 45 to 60 days. And if you need the call recording to go longer, you can certainly download it. So I'm going to do that here. Let's say I want to just download all of my calls for today. I could either download it or delete. To show you how the calls work, let me just refresh for a second. But I want to go to the call recordings. I want a specific day. I want to do a custom date. I want to do the 4th, single day, apply, and apply. So here are all of the calls that were made on the 4th, I believe. Nope, I did that wrong. Single day, March 4th, apply. And here is one call that I'd like to play for you.
Hello, this is Zev. Hello, Zev. This is Randall. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm doing well, buddy. Doing well. Staying busy. The worst time of the season, off season, so that sucks.
So I could either download this call, email it, or delete. I'm not going to play the entire call for it.
Thank you for that.
He gets to hear it every day, Zev. So.
But so I mean, if you need to grab a specific call recording inside the 60-day window, you can from this portal. Or like I said, you could bulk download it and move it to either your laptop or your some cloud-based storage or any storage place. So any questions on the call recording?
Nope.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I'm going to try to, now I'm going to demo the mobile phone app. I'm a little clumsy here. So let me get to it. I have a different code, 052. I wish there was a quicker way to do this. You're now seeing how the sausage is being made.
Get a Mac. It's really easy.
Yes, it is.
I do it every day, Zev. Just get a Mac.
All right, you should hopefully see my screen now. All right, so here is my iPhone. I'm going to go and launch the mobile phone app, which is right here. And as you can see at the top, I have a voicemail here. That's another way to access it. I have all my call detail. Now I am going to go to my texts. And here are the texts that I sent to Randall Fenton. So now I am sending it from my phone. And tell me, Randall, if you see the same number in your text.
I do. It came in the same text thread.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. Again, launching calls is the same. You hit this dial pad. And remember, you asked if I could pull things from the device. I can. So in this case, and I'm going to call him. I assumed you answered. So from here, I could mute. I could put you on hold. I could transfer. Same thing as on the soft phone. And I will hang up. And then lastly, as you can see here, you're only as good as your bandwidth. And as you can see, I'm home. I'm on my Wi-Fi, although my Wi-Fi is only giving me 2 out of the 3 bars. But I guess it's good enough. Let's say I'm out and about. I'm traveling to Kansas City, and LTE is sparse on Interstate 70. I simply go here, do my call options, forward, do forward only. And now all of my calls, when people call my work number, it's going to be automatically forward to my cell phone number. So now people who are calling my desk when I'm out and about, I won't miss those calls. Worse yet, I won't answer the phone and get poor call quality. That's what I'm trying to avoid, is poor call quality. Any questions on the mobile app?
I don't think so. Looks pretty straightforward.
All right. I am going to stop sharing.
Are you guys bringing in fax at all, or?
So we have what's called virtual fax. So what do you mean by bringing in fax?
Just e-fax, some kind of electronic fax.
Yeah. We have.
Is it single number on the end user as well, or is it just like a e-fax for like the main number? That's.
So that it's a single number, but how many email addresses you could have it go?
Yeah, sure. So per fax number, you can have up to 10 assigned email addresses. If it's above that, we recommend a DL list, a distribution list.
And that's additional cost per fax for user.
It's per number, and it's $9.99.
Okay.
Yeah, it's $9.99 per number. You can add up to 10 users to that single number.
All right. Lastly, we have voicemail to email. So this was the voicemail that I have here. Voicemail transcription. Here what it is. It doesn't bat 1,000, But let's play the voicemail from my email.
Hi. You get super nervous when you do demos, but you're going to do great. Good luck.
So that's the voicemail to email. And from here, like any email, I could share it, which I'll do right now. And you're off to the races. Anything else before I have Jason do his, I guess, Teams demo?
No, I don't think so. I'd love to see the teams.
Okay. All right, Jason, I'll let you take it over from here.
Yeah, that's really a tough act to follow there. Great job. So what I'm going to do is I'm sure you're familiar with, or maybe you can tell me what you're familiar with as far as the Teams integration. So this way I don't just duplicate what you already know.
I don't know anything about net-to-phone Teams integrations.
Okay.
I know a lot about different carrier, what they call their integrations. So
sure, definitely. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just go through with what I usually go through with customers when I'm just going over our solution, and I'm going to grab a couple documents and open them up so this way you can see that. I'm going to grab that document. Just give me a second here. I have a battle card that I can actually open up.
Are you guys on the direct routing option? I assume, are you guys using the RingCentral? I'm sorry, the Microsoft Teams PBX platform as the phone system at that point?
We do, yes, correct. Okay. That is correct. So what I'll do here is definitely.
So it's just going to be all native. They just enables their dialer, and they can make and take calls just like they would. But you're buying your dial plan versus Microsoft's.
Absolutely correct.
Okay.
And those are the key differentiators that we point out. You know, with the Microsoft call plan, the cost per user, et cetera, and our unlimited offering, plus international countries being unlimited. But as you can see, you should want to make sure I'm sharing my screen here. Everybody can see my screen, I'm guessing there. I'll bring that up there. So this is a Teams battle card that we have. Definitely, it goes over our direct routing and our direct routing plus UCaaS. So it's native. You know, we can bundle that 1-to-1 ratio, or even do an unbundled solution where it's per channel and then per seat, per team seat as well. So
and obviously they need the PBX license or E5 on the Microsoft side still.
Yes, yes. And that's another thing we definitely go over. We go over the licensing. If you have an E1, E3, that phone system license is required. E5, it's already included. Right. Or if you have a business basic or standard, that common area phone license is required as well. As you can see, just visually, it's a native integration, so there's no additional app that is included. Now, we do have a app for that bypasses that $8 license as far as the common area phone license or phone system, but it's definitely, it's not native. So what it does is if you click on the phone app, I haven't opened this in a while, so
it's the embedded dialer type solution.
Yeah, right,
It's going to pop your integration to make the phone call.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So we do have that, and we do that in the event. Some customers, they're like, we have a user that might make one call a month. Why are we going to spend $8 for for something? So we do have that solution that can be a hybrid type solution. But then those native users that strictly want this functionality through the dial pad, it's available. This is a UCaaS plus direct routing, so it's tied into our UCaaS. But definitely a customer can just use our call path, call plan for that direct routing solution. I'm sure you've seen some of these other options here, but we have every customer will have access to our net-to-phone Teams portal. This allows you to bring in and delete those users that are part of that integration. So this is that bridge, the behind the scenes portal that's actually linking those customers between the net-to-phone platform and into their Teams tenant. So for instance, I'll just bring up a customer here. I've been working on lately. So as you can see, this is an example of a customer. This is a UCaaS plus direct routing. So their extensions, DADs, are living within the net-to-phone platform. And so what we're doing is we're extending these users into their team's environment. And so, for instance, adding a user, it also, every customer will be assigned an onboarding engineer that will work with the customer for this as well. So really, we can build and create all those users. For instance, here's Alex. I can add him in here as well, add a DID. In our portal, there's a SIP username and password that's available at the user level here. So what we do is we'll bring up that user, we'll go to devices, and there's some SIP information that's specific for that user. So we'll gather that username and password, and we'll place that here and save that. And then the only thing we need the customer to really do for us is we need them to sync, because it requires that global admin or admin functionality to be able to sync into their team's tenant. And so at times it may require the username and password of that global admin of their credentials. And so that's the only thing we really need that customer to do for us, because we don't want that information. It's private. It's, they may not want to give that out. So, but other than that, like this customer, the customer gave me names and emails, and I built all this for them. So we can definitely do that. Our support team can do that, and our onboarders will do that for the customer as well. And so this is definitely also where we would set up direct routing. So if the customer is using the Microsoft Teams Admin Center for their PBX management, we will definitely, it's a little bit different of a setup. It's based on trunking and just really assigning DIDs to specific users. But this is where a direct routing customer can also manage their direct routing solution as well. So hopefully this gives you a little back end view of what a customer would experience. Every customer has access into this. They can invite as many administrators into their customer portal as they like as well. So they have full access, and they can do this themselves as well. Again, as I mentioned, this is where we would gather that information per user and grab the DID. And so as far as the UCAS plus direct routing, that's how we would do that. With our direct routing, we set up, we build the customer in our SIP server, and then we assign the necessary username and password within this portal and build them not as a PBX type deployment, but as a trunking deployment when we go into our licensing structures for these customers. Here's
okay.
Do you have any questions about that? Kind of went over it real quick, but it seems like you're
no,
pretty with it, but
yeah, I'm up to speed. No, that looks good. Can you jump into the portal? Just
sure.
Like leading on.
Absolutely. Let me jump in there. Okay, so this is the Net2Phone hosted cloud PBX portal. So definitely every user has the ability to make those calls. And as you can see, also we have our huddle, so our web conferencing. It's included for every user. Do you have any questions that you want me to specifically?
Yeah, so I mean, as far as I saw in one screen you had like like ring groups. It looks like call them. Are those full call queues, or are they just
right?
So queue capability.
We do. So we have a simple call queue capability. So definitely when you create those new ring groups, when you add a new ring group, you definitely can build just a normal ring group without the call queue functionality. Okay. But we do have a simple queue. And so it's first in, first out. It will place that, if all the agents or users are busy or they're on the phone, those extra callers will be placed in the queue with music on hold. And then the next available agent, the call will route. So it doesn't go any really further than that. It's very simple. It doesn't, the queue doesn't know like, oh, well, what agent has been waiting the longest, or it is just going to send it automatically to the next available agent. And so as I mentioned, it's a simple queue. So it definitely will place users or callers in the queue, but it'll automatically route to the next available. So that's definitely available. As you can see too, these are unlimited. So you can build as many ring groups. You can build as many auto attendants, which are welcome menus. So every customer has that ability to build as many as they like in here. One thing that is license based are the users here. My VPN's a little slow today, but here we go. So as you can see, it's license based. So really wherever you see that red little dot here, this is where it's licensed. So as you can see, departments, it's unlimited. You can build as many as you like, ring groups and auto attendance as well. Under phone numbers, this is where if a customer had extra DIDs or they have 100 DIDs that they don't use but they want to save, we can definitely port those into the portal. But there is a rack rate for additional DIDs. Every user gets a DID. So if you have 65 users, 100 DIDs, you will only be billed for 35 DIDs if you have any extra.
Okay. What's typical rate on that on the rack?
35 cents.
35 cents. Okay.
Yep. So also, admin user has the ability to block calls at the user level or admin. Also, this might be of interest. I'm not sure. Do you manage your customer portals or?
We do.
Okay. So this is new. So this is a delegation tab where a customer can actually invite a user or actually an outside MSP or partner like yourself, and you will be able to manage their account remotely. So anywhere you're at any time, the customer does have to initiate this invitation, but also during the onboarding process, you will be asked, or the customer will be asked, if they'd like to add a delegate to their account. And once the customer sends that, I'll just show you what that looks like. You will receive an invitation, and you will go through a simple process of just setting up your partner account management portal. So it's called PAM. So once we log in, I'll show you. So once you're logged in, all your customers, if you have 100 customers, 200 customers, and they invite you, you will have the ability to access and go into their account. So you have a one-stop shop of being able to manage your customers. And this is just the first step as far as for the partner account management portal. So currently right now, this gives customers the ability to invite their partner or their MSP to go in and manage their portals. But also there's future enhancements that's on the roadmap very soon, as far as like billing information per the customer, opening up trouble tickets specifically for that customer, ordering additional services. So they've got a lot of plans for this portal, but this is just the first step that they just deployed a few weeks ago. So this is available for you as well.
So at this point, you don't have the ability to add users and whatnot?
You can. So once you go into your customer portal, I'm sorry. So you can definitely, if they have existing licenses, you can definitely add them. But as far as ordering additional, you would have to go through Zev or one of your the net2phone account manager.
But do you know do you understand what he means by licensing?
Yeah. No, I understand completely.
Yeah. Okay. So some customers, especially if there's a lot of turnover, they might delete. And then, so let's say somebody got riffed and they remove them, there'll be another user. And if you want to add a user, provided that it is available, but if they want to go from 100 users to 50 users, that would require an order. But if they have extra TNs available, you can even provision a TN. So Jason, why don't you show them how to provision a TN?
Sure, definitely. So you can add that here. You can even search. So this gives you the ability, if a customer wants a more localized number that's across a state or in a different state, they can actually search for a number. I live in Central Washington, between Spokane and Seattle. So area code 509, I can search that, and now I can add that. And now that number is available. Let's go to the last number here. Should be right here. So as you can see, let's go back to 11. So as you can see, 509 now, it's unassigned, and I can assign that to really wherever I want.
And if you notice, he had 6 available, and now it's 5.
Right. If I go here and delete that number, now it'll go to, let's let that populate. Was there 6?
Can you delete below the original agreed contract on the user licenses, not so much the phone numbers?
I mean, you can delete users, but you continue to pay for it unless you submit an order.
Okay.
There is one thing that net2phone does have in our terms of our agreements, is that customers are able to do a 20% downturn.
Okay.
So if it's seasonal type work, they can go up to 20% without any termination fees.
All right.
But if you know you're going to backfill that position, it's not worth deleting and then submitting an order to add it just so you could save 6 weeks on a $5 seat, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
And by the way, you do have the power as a delegate to create ring groups, to move somebody from one department to another. You can build auto attendants. So you can do a lot of things on the customer's behalf.
Right. And really the only limitations you have as a delegate is you're not able to make outbound calls or text message. So you lose that capability, but everything else is available for you to add a welcome menu or even change the schedule or change the call routing on a ring group. So you do have that control.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or?
What's the typical, where do you guys fall in the pricing scheme of things on a traditional user?
So we're without the phone, we're $17.99 for an individual user. I'm just giving you our rack rates plus the phone. If we're going to unbundle, we're going to be $5 a user and then $19.99 a call path. So if you have 300 users and 100 call paths, we would be 3,500. That would be, $1,500 for the users and $20 for the call pass versus $17.99 or 18 times 300, which would be 5,400. So you could see how the unbundling can definitely provide some savings. And we generally like a 3-to-1 ratio. Obviously, if it's a school where they're not going to be using many call paths, we can do better. But, generally speaking, we do a 3-to-1 call ratio. I do a lot of 4 or 5-to-1. So it really depends.
And I'm looking on your site right now as far as plans and pricing. So it looks like you got 4 different levels: virtual, essentials, professional, and ultimate. Is that like the virtual? Is that what you were saying was the $5, or is that a 1-to-1?
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah. What you're looking at is
wrong site. No.
Yeah. So no, I mean, what we do have, that's like retail, like that's retail pricing. That is not partner pricing. So we do have some customers that go to our website, and if they decide to go, let's say per se, just call customer service and be like, I want new service. Okay, it's going to be $28 a seat, but the partner pricing is at $18. And so Zev, there is a place on our website where we do have some packages listed, but it's retail. It is not.
So I get that, but I mean, like all of them, they all have different product sets as you go up in the package. Do you still have that in the unbundled environment?
Yeah, unbundled, you get all of the features that we just showed and demonstrated: call recording, welcome menus, all of that for $5.
Yes, absolutely.
So in this example, if I'm looking at the pricing page on the website, you're basically an ultimate license level at $5.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't do what I call, and I know it's a gross simplification, the car dealership model, where it's feature package A, B, and C. Every user gets the same amount of features.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all inclusive. So
it's all inclusive. Now, there's pros and cons to both. Obviously, for a user that's price sensitive who may not want call recording, I can't back it out and go from $5 to $4. So, I mean, again, there's pros and cons to both. But, I think especially our unbundled and even our 1-to-1, I think we're priced very aggressively.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Traditional fees and taxes on top of the user price.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that typical like the rest of them? anywhere from $4 to $5 a license plus taxes.
I'm not an expert on taxes, but it really varies from municipality to township. So I mean, I can give you a good face estimate for taxes when doing a quote, if that's what you want, so you can get an idea. I would say, generally speaking, I've seen taxes as low as 20%, and in some states, like in Chicago, it can be like 30-35%.
Okay.
Yeah, and Zeb, with Ring Central, they have like it's a $4 and $1 automatic $5 charge for like E911 and number portability, Matt, or whatever it's called.
Federal recovery fee, all that.
Yeah. So there's like standard. So the 20% on normal taxes, there's just additional surcharges, I guess we'd classify them as.
Yeah, so we generally don't charge the surcharges. We do at least from what I gather, just the regular taxes.
And what about hardware? Do you guys?
I mean, we sell the the Yay-Links, the T33s, the T46s, and the 54s. Historically, we've sold Polycom's 250s, 350s, and
no chips.
Correct.
Yeah, we've been selling almost exclusively Yay-Link for probably a year plus. So
yeah, and I used to have ATAs that were Obi-Highs, which is Polycom product. And what I liked about the Obi-Highs was they had a 2-port, 4-port, 5-port, 8-port. Now all I have is the Handy Tone 2-port. So if somebody needs 6 ports, I got to sell them 3 ATAs, where the Obi-Highs, I could have just sold them 1 device.
Right. Okay. And on that pricing for the hardware, is that are they rental or are they?
You could do both. I will just tell you economically, at least if you want to procure the phones from Net2Phone, the rental pricing is going to be always the most advantageous. Certainly won't hurt my feelings if they sourced their phones and bought it from somebody else. But so, for example, a T33 is $3 rental. And if you were to buy it from us, the ROI is going to be something as ridiculous as like 33 months.
Are you guys doing you said, I mean, we do a lot of T46. Are you talking the T46Us, the new phones, or are you talking the older T46Ss?
I think we use the U's. Jason, is that right? Jason, you're on mute.
That is correct. Sorry about that.
Okay. So they're the U's. Okay. And what's like a T46U on a rental typically?
5.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't know the purchase price off the top of my head, but every time I go through that exercise, because I got those partners that want to see every different scenario, the rental price versus a purchase price is like 33-34 months.
Yeah, no, I mean, most of ours are doing rentals. No one wants to pay CapEx anymore, so which is fine. Yeah. That's all good. Conference room solutions as well, I assume.
Yes. Those we actually do have in stock.
Okay.
Well, because they're Polycoms, that's why.
Yeah. Are you guys doing any of the Yay-Links ones yet, or the?
I haven't seen Jason. Do we do any Yay-Link conference?
No, but like I believe, what is it, the CP960 or 20? So a lot of those conference phones are compatible with our platform. So most are. I mean, definitely provide us the data or the model, and we'll look up the data sheet and verify. But right now, I believe we use Polycom, the trios.
Yeah.
So, but definitely, I just looked at some Yay-Links actually last week at a customer site, and definitely they're compatible.
Okay. And then if you purchase the phones as rental, do they come pre-provisioned, or do they still have to do any provisioning at the on-site?
What we found, it's interesting you asked that. The conference phones, our experience with some of the older Polycoms, what we'll do is we'll do a PC Anywhere, log into the customer network, and then set up the phone remotely. But the newer phones do have ZTP, so they don't require manual configuration. So they are they are downloading that configuration from our server through ZTP. So it's kind of hit and miss. My experience, has been to where we've logged into the phone and added the provisioning string and username and password, and the phones come right up. But we do that. We'll manage that for the customer.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, guys, I appreciate the time today. That's all the questions I have. I know that was probably plenty.
No. I guess I was going to ask any more questions or any feedback on the.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so at this time. I just need to digest this a little bit. We do have I was just looking at some of your verticals that you have on here. I mean, do you guys do anything specific in the car dealership industry?
We do. We have a partnership with Purple Cloud, which helps integrate with a lot of those CRMs that are specific to the auto dealership.
Yeah, this one actually has Drive Centric, so I know it integrates with Purple Cloud. So.
Yeah, and in fact, I do. So it's interesting you brought that up, and I was talking to Randall about this. I have, and correct me if I'm wrong, Randall, I did send them to you, did I?
You did.
Yeah, he forwarded it up.
I actually forwarded it to Matt as well.
Yep. Okay, so I have, so you saw we have email drip for car dealership. I also have a car dealership white paper. Did I send that to you?
You did.
Okay, yeah. So that's a vertical. Another vertical, although I have a small 3-page, we call it a white paper, but it's not. We're also, big in the education. And the reason why is, although it's a vertical that I loathe and detest because I hate public sector verticals. But the reason why we're good in the school districts is because lots of seats or lots of phones, but
not much trunking.
Not much trunking, correct.
Yep.
Where a lot of the cloud-based providers, and again, and shame on us for me not saying this earlier, we're a carrier. So if somebody is not ready to do cloud-based phone systems, that they want to hold on to their capital investment, we can do SIP trunks.
SIP trunks, yeah.
And from there, we can migrate those SIP trunks to cloud. So think about it. You're offering 20 SIP trunks to a customer, and now their phone system is end of life. Now they're just adding $5 a user. I mean, and plus the phone. So it becomes a very, at that point, it becomes a very easier barrier to entry because the SIP trunks or the call paths are there.
Okay. That makes sense.
So lastly, I'll throw this back to you. You have the email drip. I don't know if that's something you want to maybe work on. I'd be happy to set up a call with our marketing person on how to execute. Do you have any projects you're working on? What are the next steps?
Nothing specific at this time. I mean, we'll probably just. I think I've got a clear understanding of what you guys can do, and we just need to find some opportunities where it would be a good fit, and we'll get you guys engaged and do some demos and go from there.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Randall. Thank you for setting this up, and like I said. I'm here for you. I don't want to just be a quoting monkey for you, but I'll, happy to do that as well.
We're not going to do that to you either, Zach. We don't use any of our vendors as quotes, just to put it on paper. So if we send you an opportunity, it's because we think you're a good fit, and we'll be open and honest with you. So.
No, and I know that, and what I guess what I was trying to say was, I don't want to just help you close net to phone deals. With the whole idea of the email drip campaign is those are carrier agnostic marketing stuff. I want to help you bring in more opportunities.
Sure.
And the reason why I want carrier agnostic is your value in the marketplace is being carrier agnostic. I never want to take that away from you. So if you just need general assistance on business development, by all means, I'm happy to sit down and strategize with you.
Sounds good.
Sounds good, Zeb. Well, we appreciate you guys' time today, and we'll follow up soon and get some pricing so we can run through the process.
Guys, thank you so much for your time. You guys have a great day.
You
All
too,
right.
Zeb.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Jason. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.